Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the late stream. We had some technical issues to take care of.
Technical difficulties.
Indeed. We have one...
Now that we're rolling, though, did y'all know that war is bad? People get hurt when there's war.
War is bad.
War definitely changed.
Yeah, quite a bit, actually.
Alright, I have one more thing to take care of. We're also keeping a side eye on the stream and making sure that frames do not drop. Alright, and with that... There we go. So this is basically just a highlight reel of everything we're going to see in-game, and actually contains some spoilers, so we're going to skip the opening movie. Oh, that does not look like it's properly capturing. Are you guys seeing a quarter of the screen?
I mean, I'm seeing the whole thing through Parsec, but...
Let me go look at the stream.
Yeah.
Yep, the stream looks like it's only capturing a quarter of it. So...
As interesting as that would be,
Yes, the stream is only capturing the top left.
Alright, let me go change something real quick.
Hey, Jen.
Right back.
As you can see, we're still working out technical difficulties.
We are still working out technical difficulties. It would be...
Yeah, always going to be some futzing about when you're first streaming a new, new game.
Well, also, it looks like what's going on with Valkyria Chronicles is it actually bootstrap...
Okay, looks like you got the whole screen now on stream? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like alt-tabbing out is not a good thing for this game, so...
Not that surprised.
And our audio's coming through on it, so we're good.
Cool.
Okay, good.
So, the other thing we're going to do is I am going to turn down the, turn down the volume a little bit, because that's very loud in my ears. Was it loud on the stream for you guys?
It is loud.
I mean,
It is loud through Parsec.
hella loud in Parsec, but it always is, so...
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to turn that volume down just a little. So...
They're not coming to the stream for our music. They're coming for our glorious voice.
Hey, Jin. And, thank you for beta testing our stream for us. With that, we get into all kawaii on the Western Front with Valkyria Chronicles.
The year was 1935 EC. Two powers controlled the continent. In the east, the sun rose over the autocratic East European
So they
Imperial
took Europe
Alliance,
and erased small
otherwise
portions
known
of it to make it
as
look
the
slightly
Empire.
different.
Yes.
Basically.
In the west, a network of loosely
Also,
allied
since it
democracies
sounds like you may not be
formed
particularly
the
familiar with this game,
Federation.
Vince, just so we're clear here, they really couldn't decide whether they wanted to make World War I analog or World War II analog, so they just kind of did both.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Wonder Woman
Hostilities began
movie.
in the east when the Empire
Yeah.
aggressively crossed their western border.
I also love that our enemy nation's acronym is the IE.
Open war. The Empire, with its vast military superiority, struck hard, gaining ground in early victories and putting the Federation in defensive.
Missile lances.
Yep,
Missile lances.
By their progress
They're
and
anti-tank
momentum,
weapons.
The Empire set their sights beyond the borders of the Federation.
Designed by a cosplayer, apparently.
In neighboring Gallia, a
Yeah, the
peaceful
lances are
valley
anti-tank
on the
weapons.
sea, they found their next victim.
That's the only really
Gallia
specific
had
anti-tank
long
weapon I can think
maintained
of.
its neutrality in the
Basically.
tensions between the two superpowers. But the rich stores of Ragnarok
Other than,
under the
you know,
Gallian
other
soil
tanks.
proved too
Oh yeah,
tempting for
other
the
tanks are
Empire.
anti-whatever they can
It
really hit
amassed
weapons.
troops along the eastern border and invaded with all the force of an avalanche.
Ragnite.
Yep, Ragnite is the Phlebotonium for this
Magic glowy
particular.
stones.
Prologue. Gallia to arms.
Powers technology, heals people, does whatever needs to be done at the moment.
Yep. Okay. So, we... the controller's very sensitive. So, we don't really get any other options right now. Every other thing we could do is blanked out, so we're just going to start up with the prologue. So, for those of you who are not familiar with this, all one person and other people watching on the VOD, Valkyria Chronicles came out a while ago. I want to say it was like 2008, 2009, something like that.
Ooh boy.
Well, I remember it coming out
I mean, it
a
was
while
a
ago.
PS3 game?
Yeah, it was
so...
a new game
Yeah.
for PS3. And it's a turn-based, third-person strategy game.
Headed inland towards the capital.
First release was April 2008.
Yeah, it's April 2008. Alright, there we go. And it is about war is bad, yo.
War hurts people and animals.
I haven't been
Ruins
down this
nature.
road in years.
We
Belief
should
only goes
fight
so far.
wars.
man.
Much.
Wait, ruins nature? Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm all down for that.
Whoa.
We need
destroys
more.
these fish that I'm gonna sketch.
Already? Hey
So this is
there,
Welkin. He's a
guys.
gigantic fucking nerd.
I thought his name was. I thought his name was Fishy
Started
Sketcher
early this
today.
year. You're heading upstream, huh? How's the water?
A fish, a fish, a fishy. Oh.
Oh.
Freeze! Put your hands in the air. Slowly.
Just pull the trigger. You know you want to.
End of story.
Look, the fire brigade is
Haven't
here.
seen you around before. What's your name?
Interesting military
my name's
uniform.
Welkin.
They apparently go in guns
The
a-blazing
one with
versus
the gun.
fires.
To be fair, they are more militia than actual army.
Yeah,
She's
that-
wearing the
those are
actual
drill
army
time
uniform.
laws.
So, I'm wondering what
That's
you've been writing
somehow
in that
worse.
little book you've got there. Imperial spies are in the area.
This book is nothing, really. I was just sketching the fish, and, you know...
Yes. Oh, I know. And you know there's a war on, don't you? All right then, Mr. Artist. We'll talk about fish sketching down at the station. Take him away.
Thanks, fish.
You're welcome. Blub, blub.
No one will suspect that we are the true spies, glub glub.
Clever picing plans.
Yep. The Cod Reich.
Flowers, bugs, and fish. You're not bad with a pen, are you? I have to say, they're really very good.
Thank you. So you see, I really was just sketching.
Maybe. Or this could be some kind of secret code. And I intend to take my time finding out for sure.
He's not that smart.
No, he really isn't.
Welks? Is that you?
Isara! Oh, your timing is perfect.
What have you gotten yourself into now, Welkin? Wait. Don't you live at the old general's house? That's right. I'm General Gunther's daughter, Isara. You do know everyone's supposed to evacuate, right? Yes, I'm aware of that. My brother's here to help me move to the capital, but that may be difficult. I mean, unless you're willing to let him go, that is. Huh?
So this is the thing at the very start here that's always kind of confused
I
me.
apologize, but I
What's
was
that?
just doing my job, you know.
This
I saw
is
you with a
Welkin's
notebook and thought you were a
hometown.
spy. again, I'm
And
really
he's
sorry
the
about
son of a well-known general.
Don't worry about it. I
Uh-huh.
can see how I might look a
Alicia's
little
not from here, I
suspicious.
can get that. How the fuck do
Lux
the
has a
town
real
guardsmen
passion
not
for
know who
observing
he
nature.
is?
That's why he's studying it at the university, right?
Maybe he,
Guilty
like,
as charged. I
left
get
as a
so
super
into it
young kid,
sometimes
so
I
no one knows
forget
who he
where
is?
I am.
No, he
Somebody-
specifically
No.
went away to go to university. They just talked about that.
Fire.
Town guard are also
Everyone,
new.
keep your heads down.
Yep.
Maybe that's just a really different haircut for him. Maybe he was a long-haired hippie type.
It's just like he's literally the son of General Gunther. Everyone in
That man
town
got
knows
struck,
him.
then exploded.
Yup. War as hell, yo. Start the counter.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
This would be so much more tragic
You
if I
can
actually
handle a
liked
gun,
any of these
right?
characters.
Yeah. I mean, I made it through training anyway.
Well, they're probably just a small scouting team. We should be able to take them out.
I'm with you.
Okay. So,
First, combat.
yep, first combat.
So the tutorial mission.
Yeah. I mean, first off, we're gonna go and, save. Oh, they actually recreate the PlayStation 3 menu. That's a nice little touch. I like that.
So I think based on that commentary there, we're up to 1, right?
Ish.
Yeah, we were up to 1 on the War is Bad Yo counter.
I had to go get my clicker.
We will be keeping an accurate count of the War is Bad Yo moments.
Okay, here's the plan.
Here's the plan. You have a gun. Shoot them.
Huh. The finger ring on my clicker has been rusted. I'll fix that at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
For wholly inexplicable reasons, it was in my bathroom. I don't know why.
So, in most missions, these are your constant failure conditions. Welkin dies, Alicia dies, or 20 turns pass. There are some missions that...
The
Just
turn
stay
timer
calm
can
and get-
change depending upon the mission itself, but
Yeah.
it's usually significant character dies or X number of turns.
Is X
I
number
see
of turns
3
all
of
that
them.
aggressive most of the time, or is this just a you just suck?
If you
If
take
you
20
manage to-
turns on
Yeah.
this mission, you suck.
I'm pretty sure you can do this mission in like 1 turn.
Yes, when you replay
technically,
it
yes.
afterwards
There's something I should
with more
explain.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this instance, you cannot do it in 1 turn this time around because it's all tutorial shit, so it forces you to do stuff. But if you actually come back and do it, yeah, you can absolutely 1 turn this mission.
Okay, so they're explaining
If I
all...
remember correctly, this mission was actually used for like doing grinding for one thing or another because you could do it in 1 turn. So you basically
Yeah.
literally just have someone bolt across the battlefield to complete the mission. as
Yeah,
quickly as possible.
this is not the best grinding mission, but it is a grinding mission. So I'm going to explain the game and skip over the tutorials. So we get this map mode and we choose somebody. This is the only time in the game we get Welkin on foot. So enjoy his
Yep.
weird jacket from Silent Hill. You get a number of CP per turn. I believe that's equal to the number of units you bring in.
Typically, there are bonus CP for certain things, but in general,
Yes.
it is usually 1 per unit.
So what you're saying is the opposing force is Las Plagas.
Kind of. Not really. But anyway, so once you select somebody, they get a full bar of AP. Different units have different size AP bars. AP is primarily used for movement. There's some tutorial stuff that they just will not let us skip. So, cover is a huge thing in this game.
Cover is incredibly important, but the majority of cover is destructible.
Yes.
Ah.
So, what we can do is we can crouch and then aim.
You'll notice there's that big circle there, which is sort of the aiming reticle. That is actually accurate. Any shot Welkin takes from here will go somewhere in,
Or
that,
in that
circle.
circle.
Yeah. Now, the 2 kill up there is actually pretty useful. It just tells you if you shoot this person and you hit twice in the area you're aiming at, you'll kill them. However, that's only for headshots. For body shots, it'll take like 7.
7.
7.
So
Yeah.
you want headshots whenever possible.
but as you can see, aiming at the head means that the top end of your circle drifts upwards, so there's a chance that you have a higher chance of missing, basically, when you aim at the head.
But more hits are going, or the hits will count for more damage, effectively.
Yeah. You basically kind of balance it out. If you can aim at the body and have enough shots to kill with body shots, you're better off doing that, but that's very rare.
Yeah. Now there is something to note. You can shoot, move, and shoot, or any you can move, shoot, move, or any combination of moving and then a shot, but you can only take one shot per action. So if we want to take a second shot with Welkin, we will have to select Welkin again to give him another shot.
Yeah, now that is an important thing. You are not actually limited to one action per character per turn. You can use multiple CP on the same character if you want to. There are downsides to this, but...
What's that bar under HP?
The bar under HP is their action. See, if we select Welkin again and take a second turn with him, he doesn't get his max AP back. He will get a lesser amount the more and more we use him, but he will still get one shot per command point we spend.
Yeah, so that's the downside to using the same character multiple times in a round, is that their action points do not restore.
Yeah.
Now, even if you do empty them out on one turn and select them again, they will get some amount of action back, but it will not be their full bar. So sometimes there are certain missions where it is advantageous to try and run somebody all the way across the map.
And then have them do multiple turns, get multiple attacks.
Yeah.
Even if they're not going to be moving. Basically, get them in position, then use 3 or 4 actions to kill everything around them.
So right now, the only characters we get in this mission are scouts. There are different classes of character in the game, and each class kind of works a little differently. They have different amounts of AP. Their guns are different. There are different things they can do. Scouts are kind of your all-rounders. They do have the best movement of any class, but in general, as far as attacks go, they're moderate strength. They get, as you can see, 5 shots normally. Weapons can be upgraded later, so there'll be different stats.
Yeah.
Be a zoom.
No. There are snipers in the game.
Scouts.
Yeah, there are snipers in the game who get sniper rifles, and snipers, if you aren't careful about leveling people, can absolutely dominate over every other class. Snipers are some of the best.
On a surface level, yes. Unfortunately, most of the snipers that are actually in the game are terrible due to personal traits.
Also...
you may have noticed there, Welcome took a hit.
Is taking it.
Yeah. So here's the thing about enemy combatants. As if we just sat there and didn't go into aiming mode, they could just keep plinking us from where they are. So it's very important to take rapid turns.
Yes, they will actively attack your active player.
Take this.
Yeah, they will also only...
Conversely, our units get reaction shots when they move as well, so...
Yes.
Okay.
So... I am being slightly reckless, but this mission is dirt simple.
It's a tutorial mission.
Yeah, it's a tutorial mission how to teach your...
Like, the other thing you can see is when you're on this map, you'll have, like, lines going to certain people. Those enemies have line of sight and line of shot onto those people when they're moving.
Yes.
Yeah, like there, Welcome just got a reaction shot because the guy moved into his range.
Yep. There are classes that are much better at reaction shots.
The one that has, like, the SMG isn't it really good at reaction attacks?
The soldiers.
Soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah, the soldiers get the full machine guns.
Yeah. It's been quite some time since I played this game.
That's basically just saying that you can use CP on the same person multiple times, but they lose
My turn, okay?
max AP
I mean,
every time.
Yeah, I mean, essentially the benefit of the soldiers getting reaction shots is they have a fucking machine gun.
Yeah.
So rather than, like, a plink shot like the scouts get, they just unload a magazine from the fucking machine gun.
Alright, and that's that.
Operation
complete.
I don't see any more of them.
Thank you.
Okay, so you get ranked, and you get experience and money. I think it's ducats or something is the...
Ducats probably sounds right.
Yeah. It is important to note that experience is distributed evenly amongst everyone at a certain point. Experience is something, a currency that you build up. It is not given in mission. This is important. But for now, we've cleared out those dirty Imperial soldiers.
Effectively, it's something you get after the mission's complete.
Well, you get after the mission's complete, but it's not distributed to the soldiers in the battle.
Ah.
You have to go to a separate menu to distribute
That's right. You have to go to the
experience.
barracks and actually distribute XP.
And you distribute it to a class, not to
And it
a...
levels up everyone of that class.
Correct.
Good. Now, go keep watch and stay alert.
Yes, ma'am. What should we do with the bodies, ma'am?
We'll bury them.
At sea. Got a long march
So
ahead.
it's begun.
Feed them to the fish.
I'll do whatever it
Glub,
takes to
glub.
protect the people of this town. I'll do it. Even going to war, I'll do it.
Poof.
Isn't that right, Puffball?
That's right.
What
Fuck
are
'em up.
those?
Seeds from the lion's paw. It blooms white, small, simple, and strong.
And then it
I
explodes.
want to be able to remember, once the war is over, that it wasn't all just people killing people.
That's pretty much
I
what
mean, it was
war
mostly
is.
people killing people.
War. There was also
There's nothing else in war except people killing people.
On the 15th day of the third
There's also new
month
life.
of the year 1935,
By that they mean vultures and
the Empire
flies and
began its assault in earnest.
other
A
scavenging
formal
animals.
declaration of war was made upon Gallia. Though it was only a small front in a massive continental assault, what followed would prove that a tiny nation could best a military giant.
Fucking spoilers,
These
man.
events would tell a story of tragedy hidden in the mists of time.
A tale of swords and sorcery, eternally retold.
Courage.
What would follow
And of
would be a
trust.
story of how one dude got
Of
run over by a
persecution.
really big fucking tank
hate.
over and over again.
And of love blooming even through the flames of war.
Love can
What
bloom on the
follows is a record
battlefield.
of this conflict, and of those who fought, lived, and died.
Mostly died.
Yep.
Lots of death. Especially that windmill. Oh, that horrible, horrible windmill.
So, I'm going to say this right now. We are going to make fun of this game, because there's a lot to make fun of in this game. I do really like this game, and I pray and hope every day that we get more games in the series over here. Because there are like 5 games in this series, none of them are coming out.
So,
I mean-
my thing about this game is, I really like the gameplay of Valkyria Chronicles. I wish the story were not nearly as fucking ham-fisted.
Yes, and other games in the series do a better job of telling the story. They are less, write the word war is bad on an anvil and drop it on your skull from the 8th story.
Seeing that old mill
I see
spinning
their
again
costume design is
really
from
makes
random
it
places
feel
in
like
Europe.
home sweet home.
Yeah, the basic war here is, what if Russia was the Germans, and what if all of Europe was one giant hodgepodge of culture?
And to clarify, there have been 4 mainline games in the series, and 1 spin-off game.
Well, citizens, our enemy can't be far behind. I thank you for your help. Goodbye, and take care.
We did get Valkyria Chronicles 2, but nobody bought it because it was on
PSP,
because-
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
We did not get a release of 3. 3 was Japan
the
only, but it
packing
was also a
coming along,
PSP
East?
game, so nobody cared.
Yep.
Almost done. I only need to take the
4
everyday basics.
is actually a worldwide
Well,
release
The Empire's got to be close by. Let's hit the road
back in
sundown.
March. And then Valkyria Revolution we
Martha,
got back in
look,
2017. So
Welks
we
is
actually only
here.
have not, the only game in the series we've not gotten a release of actually is 3 over here.
Oh, welcome back, Welkies.
Oh, that's not awful, actually.
It's
You're
just,
still calling
again,
me that?
nobody
Martha,
actually
I'm 22
picked up
years old.
any of them other than the first one. And
And
then,
more important, you shouldn't be
it's
running
because they
around.
followed up
Aren't
a
you due any day
pretty
now?
well done PS3 game with 2 PSP games for some fucking reason.
Ah, a light jog won't hurt the little spud. I should
Yeah,
know.
that
I've
seems
already
like a
had
weird
4 of
place to
them.
put it in general.
Hello there.
4 though
is
is
Welcome in?
available on like a million things, and most of them are not bad. Like you can get it on Switch, even.
Is 4 on Steam?
PC,
PC,
PS4.
play PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. So I believe it is on Steam. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me...
I just wanted to apologize for before.
And technically
here,
speaking,
this is
Valkyria
for you.
Revolution was also released
Really?
on
These are for
PS4, Vita, and Xbox One.
yes, 4
I
is
work
on
at the
Steam.
bakery. Well,
Excellent.
I did until the war started anyway. It's where I live, too.
I'd be much more likely to pick up on Switch anyways, but yeah.
Bread, so it's pretty hard. Heat it up before you eat it, all right? I baked it myself, so the flavor's guaranteed. Best you ever had.
Thanks.
Uh,
Do you want
notably,
to come in?
So this is the first game. The second game is a sequel to the first game, taking place 2 years after this game ends.
Arrested
The
and
third
shot
game
at?
is essentially a
You had
side
busy
story to
day of
this,
it, haven't you, Welkies?
about a penal unit
And what a
uh,
lovely lady
that
you
are
for all
in
that
events during this.
adventuring.
And the
Good
fourth game
job,
also
Welkies.
takes place during
What?
this time period, but is focused on an entirely different
Wait,
set
no,
of,
it's not like that.
like an
Alicia
entirely
just
different
saved
military,
my skin,
basically.
that's all.
Yeah, it's the Atlantic Federation.
Yeah.
Ah,
Interestingly enough, characters from Valkyria Chronicles 3 do show up in Project X Zone.
Yeah.
Although I'm really hoping to be his friend.
Oh, well, I'm sure
And
you
then
will. Be good to my
Revolution, I
Welkies here,
think,
won't
is just completely separate. I think it's its own.
Okay,
World.
now
It's
seriously,
a whole
Martha,
spin-off.
Enough
It's
with the
world.
Welkies already.
Yeah. Similar gameplay and
lovely
sort of
portrait.
similar themes,
Is
but
that General Gunther?
other than that,
Yep. It was taken before I was born. But that's Dad.
Wilkins' dad's got maximum grizzle going on.
That's Dad?
yep.
You're a
yep,
lucky
he was
guy.
taken to the Old West, because we needed more
And
more
who's
people that
that
look
with
like
you?
him.
There. My father, Tamer. He was an engineer. The General's tank was his creation. Wait a minute. But I thought the General was your dad. My birth parents died
I
when
had
was
2 dads.
baby.
You got a problem with that, bitch?
The General was kind enough to take me in as his own after that.
Yeah. We're not related by blood, but she's
Yeah,
definitely
Jiren,
my
it's
little
not
sister.
hard to get the better story than 1 in any of the other Valkyria Chronicles games.
Sorry.
Now, before
Was that
anyone
too
gets
personal?
real worried about that statement, this game is not that anime.
No, I don't mind at all.
Yeah, I was
blessed
wondering that
with
for a
two
second.
wonderful fathers.
Sorry, what was that?
The statement Welkin made, of like, yeah, those we're not related by blood. She's definitely my little sister. It's like, no, the game's not that anime. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Like, he actually legitimately
really the
means
time?
that. He thinks of
I've got to
Isara
get
as
going.
nothing but his little sister.
Yeah. Welkin's actually not a bad guy in
Let's
any
see
respects.
Welks.
He avoids
I mean,
a
he's
lot
an
of...
idiot.
This on my own.
He's a savant. He's really good at, like, 1 or 2
See you later,
things.
Isara.
But...
Is one of those is one of those driving a tank?
Oh, he doesn't drive the tank.
He commands from the tank.
Yeah. He's not the driver.
Fair.
But Isara's
Fair
the
enough.
driver.
Spoilers, guys. Gosh.
For a while.
Wow, look at this. Brule's really becoming a ghost town.
The hometown of
Really
Dr.
not.
Steve
For a
Brule.
while. Just about
Ah, the
everyone
birds.
is evacuated by now.
Birds
Can't
never
blame them.
change.
Tensions are rising with the Empire. We'll survive. The Town Watch will guard and protect the home front. Everyone will come back someday. They'll come back when it's safe again, right?
And they were
So,
never
Vulcan,
seen
I'm
again.
curious, are you gonna join the army like your father?
I don't think that's for me.
Just to check on something
What
to
I'd
make
really
sure
like
it's
to do
coming
is
through
be a
all right.
teacher.
Jin, since you're watching, is the game audio cutting out when any of us talk, or is that only a thing that's happening on our
Yeah.
Discord?
Animals and insects, flowers and plants, they've always been my passion. I've learned a lot from nature. You see, my dad, he protected this country as a general, but it's just that I want to give back in my own way. My own way. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I think
I get the same problem on
You're sure
the
about it?
stream when I watch Sakura Wars
Deep.
with you guys,
In
so...
all way.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
for the purposes of, exporting to YouTube and stuff like that we weren't losing game audio. I don't particularly care. I've been through this game far too
What was
often. I
that?
don't give a shit about hearing what it has to say.
Yeah.
But,
It's the experience for other people.
yeah. Not to mention the voice acting in this game is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I agree, Shiny.
No, you're back in the 1920s, go away.
This is only 1935.
I know, but she's on a whole other continent.
That's right. This is World War I and 3/4.
Yeah, basically.
We're dealing with steampunk fantasy Europe, not,
This is 35, so it's definitely not that far off of World War II.
Hence why World War I and 3/4.
Yeah, it's closer to 2 than it is to 1, but it also...
I don't believe
And I'm
it.
too lazy to use more
Real.
accurate fractions.
Also, if I'm being real,
Took out that filthy windmill.
as far as I'm aware, there are no aircraft
There's
in
a squad
this.
of them in town right now.
No, they're not.
No, there are no aircraft in this one.
Get all the town watch together now. We've got to fend them off.
I think that's just a matter of they didn't
must
want
be
to
at
deal with
Mill
aircraft.
Plaza. I'll help.
Yeah,
Probably, but
as a
like,
concession for a strategy
Now
game, I'm
move out.
perfectly fine with
Stay
it,
low.
quite
Because,
honestly.
I mean, aircraft were in World War I and World War II, so it's not really a war-specific thing.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick second.
Well, no,
to
that's just what I'm
save.
saying. That pointing it out is like kind of a notable weird thing for there not to be is that they were a primary thing in World War One, actually.
Yes, they don't have
Yeah.
aircraft. Instead, they have soldiers flying around through the skies using magical spells.
This is not Tanya the Evil, and I cannot thank the Lord enough for that.
Oh, you mean we don't get to kill Lolly Hitler?
She's the good guy, maybe.
No, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Okay. So this is a more...
You have fabulous golden Roman Emperor Hitler.
We do. So this is the other type of mission we usually get in the game, which is there's a specific leader on the map, and we have to fight our way to him and kill him.
Okay.
So do we
let's
get more
begin.
experience for killing
It's up
things
to
other
us
than
to
the
defend
leader, or is it
Rome.
just
We do.
make a beeline for the leader?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there is kind of a balancing act because there is also a bonus for your grade, and time is a factor on your grade.
Yeah.
However,
It's why there's some early missions that you can get massive amounts of points by literally completing
Our
them in one
target
turn
is
by
the Imperials
having
and
every single point be
breaking the
spent
chain
on
of
one
command
person to
should
run
at
across the
least
battlefield
buy
and
some
complete
time
one.
for the
to A rank that tutorial mission, you have to do it in one turn. But if you do it in one turn, you get like 1,000 experience or something. And
Alright, I got
that's one of the least valuable, strictly from a
Got a
point
second?
standpoint.
Purr.
Basically, everybody heals a little bit during each turn. So,
Here we go.
and later on, you get the ability to heal. So,
I think you might have it already, actually. Obviously, you don't want to do it on Welkin right now since he's in enemy line of fire, but when you choose your next character, before you go running off, hit X.
yeah, because we have other gear. I just couldn't remember
Yeah.
if that was the grenade or the healing.
I think you start with the healing bulb,
So
and
it's
possibly a basic grenade. I don't remember.
telling you how to shoot. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're basically telling us all the stuff that I've
Already done.
already gone over.
Yeah, the only thing it went over there that you didn't mention earlier is, so you see up there next to where it says to kill in shots, there's versus person, versus armor, and area. The rifle that the scouts have is good versus people, garbage versus armor and does not have an area attack.
Yes!
There'll be other weapons as time goes on. Later on, we essentially get kind of an R&D system where we can develop different weapons, and different weapons will have different stats and factors against different types of
Moving out.
enemies.
Okay, so if we hit X... No, we got the... Oh, we have both.
Yeah,
We have...
we have Ragnade small.
Okay, so we have Grenade, and we have Arachnid. And I'm guessing when I run up here, they're going to talk to me about grenades. So let's switch over to the grenades and see if I can... And hit the actual button this time. Okay.
Yep.
So right now, our grenade range is kind of crap. The scouts are one of the only classes that get the ability to improve their grenade throw range. Also, a nice thing that we get is in this menu, we can actually just switch weapons so we don't trigger more reaction fire.
Yeah, so if you go like, oh, I'm going to huck a grenade at him, and then you pull up the grenade aim, and you're like, oh, well, crap, I can't make it there with the grenade. Well, fuck it, I'm just going to switch to my gun and try and shoot him.
My tiny baker arms can't throw! And Ragnade is just a thing that you use your turn to heal. And you heal...
You can do it to
X-
yourself or somebody you are next to.
Yeah. And over the...
He's in cover, so...
Yeah. So we can't get headshots on people in cover. That's just not a thing.
Yeah.
So, basically
Yeah,
what we're going to
shooting
do
somebody in cover is just shooting them. It doesn't... There's no locational damage, essentially.
Got it.
Now you could have someone run up and grenade him from the close.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Town Guardsman does not matter. Welkin does not get grenades.
Yeah, again, keeping in mind, Welkin is not... So,
He's not a real class,
yeah.
so he doesn't get anything that class would have.
Yeah, in general, Welkin is treated as being the tank commander. So, these couple matches or these couple missions are the only ones where you actually get him on foot during this chapter. Then, pretty much right after this, you get your tank, and that's just it for the rest of the game. That is what Welkin does.
Yeah.
Also, you saw how much damage that reaction fire did compared to how much their reaction fire is doing to us. If you get the right kind of kill corridor set up, you can do some serious reaction fire damage and basically kill anyone who moves. Also, Welkin's real good at catching bullets with his face.
Apparently.
That man, not so much. There is also a perception range around enemies. If you don't have units in a certain area, you just don't know exactly where a person is. You just get that shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And reaction fire kills another.
So he walked out of cover, took shots ineffectively, and then died.
The Imperial Army,
You
everyone.
only take cover
actually-
behind wayside walls.
Yeah, he wasn't actually in cover, as far as the game is concerned mechanically. Cover is basically only the things like sandbags and, trenches. You cannot take cover around, a corner of a wall.
So run up and grenade him for amusement.
Keep in mind you don't have to walk around walls. You can't or cover. You
I
can't
don't know what the
cover it.
button is to do it on the Xbox controller.
It's... Yeah, that's the thing.
Because on the actual PS3, that was done with the motion controls.
Oh, that's right.
The hop over, the hop over sandbags thing was actually done by actually kind of flicking your controller upwards. We could probably at some point check the check on that, but yeah, as it stands, I do not know off the top of my head what the actual command is for going over cover.
Ready to go.
Apparently he's ready to go.
Assuming you don't just want to go full commando with Alicia.
Also, you can usually tell who the leader on a given map is by their red armor, as in that guy.
Yeah.
My turn, okay?
So throw a grenade at him.
Yep. Why is the aim inverted for grenades and not inverted for the rifle? That's dumb!
Solely to fuck with you.
Okay, so now he has no,
Now he has no cover. Shoot him in the face.
well, reaction fire will probably kill him.
Dramatic music we have here. Well done, sir.
And when you kill a command unit, you usually rob the enemy of a command point.
Hmm. Well, that makes sense.
There will sometimes be multiple commanders on the battlefields.
You can basically make them lose command points for killing.
What's that?
Killing red armor is good.
Sounds like a tank.
Oh yeah!
Okay.
Tanks
So
have
I
big
have-
weak points on their asses.
Yeah, we didn't need... I didn't even
They
think I
have-
needed to explain that.
Yeah, they basically have radiators, and if you blow up the radiator, the tank essentially shuts down.
Notably,
Um,
tanks are almost immune to small arms fire, but if you shoot them in the big glowy weak point on their butt, any weapon can damage that. So scouts can still kill tanks. You just have to
tank
get
can
good.
die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I went ahead and went to go look it up. So it turns out that there's no actual button or specific command for going over cover in this game for the PC port. You just have to kind of walk into it, and you will eventually hop over it, unless you have a computer that's too good, in which case this game has significant physics issues.
Whew, boy.
Keep quiet! It should be noted, that tank took 0 damage for any of those shots.
That is
because it
correct.
a tank.
That is
Yeah, scout rifles
absolutely correct.
Yeah, scout rifles are effectively worthless at actually damaging armor.
God
Level
bless
has
her.
Because now you can see it's starting to take some damage, because
They got some shots.
Yeah.
Vulcan actually has a line of sight on the radiator. They will actually target the radiator if they
If they can
have,
see it.
if they have sight to it automatically for like reaction
Welcome,
fire and stuff.
tank.
Thank you, Alicia. I see the
Yes,
tank.
Tank.
That's not good. We're not equipped to take out a tank.
I hate to say it, but we should probably pull out for now.
But at university, I
Get off
learned
this
that
road
pulling
and
out's
into
not
the alley to the
effective.
east. For a tank to follow. And try to stay behind cover while moving. One
I have
call from the
perfected
turret and it's
a maneuver. What are you, a bloody tank commander now? Okay, so the objective has changed.
To run.
Yeah, dude, holy shit, get the fuck out.
Yeah, so Welkin's got to get there. So
And there's also a bunch of people behind us.
yes, there are a bunch of soldiers over that way, so we want to make sure that we are in cover as much as
I
possible.
think you can go around the buildings right to your right. They,
Since is
Nope.
oh, no,
feas-
there's one.
Nope, they cut off the previous area.
Yeah.
So since it's feasible, what happens if you take out the tank?
It is not actually feasible to do it in this mission.
Oh, okay.
You need
just-
more firepower than we've got right now to do it. We're close to it. Like, a group of 3 actual scouts could do it. 1 scout, 1 whatever the fuck Welkin is, and the town guard, not gonna do it.
Okay.
So, if I'm remembering correctly, we are just gonna make a break for those sandbags over there.
Pretty much.
Immediately hit the button to stop all that reaction fire.
And shoot this
Shoot
guy in
that
the
man in
stupid
the face.
Yep.
What you get for standing in the middle of the street?
And then
Yeah,
come
but-
out of cover and run to the next set of sandbags.
Next.
Whew.
And then you just go back to Welkin again.
Yep.
Walk his ass around the,
You may want to just shoot that guy on the right first.
Nope, just run.
Operation complete.
Yep.
This whole thing is basically setting up for our first actual fight where we get the tank.
Where we got
What
the
are you doing
tank.
from
Yeah.
here?
If they're rolling in the tanks, there's not much the Town Watch can do. We'll try to buy time so everyone can get away. I'll dig in my heels at the main gate and do what I can to stall them.
Okay, I'll head back to my house and grab Isara and Martha, then come back.
Turns out she can't really do much.
Be
I
careful
mean-
out there, Welkin.
She can, she just doesn't know it yet.
Hey,
Yes,
spoilers.
Accurate.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Grenade should be able to.
So yeah,
do
we
at
got
least some
650
damage.
experience and 1950 dicked.
Yeah.
So their currency is
dicked.
dicked.
Technically speaking, their currency is ducats. But
Look at a wartime economy. Their economy is dicked.
Duck it all.
yeah, DCT actually stands for like ducats, but I refuse.
But it. Hey, if they're gonna make a bad abbreviation for something,
That's the thing. That's not actually them making it. That's actually the abbreviation for ducats.
All right, who's ready for some casual racism?
what fucking nation on the planet uses ducats?
Martha,
Historically,
Galia?
please be okay.
Yeah, Gallia.
historically they were monetary in both France and Spain at the very least.
What's her problem? She pregnant or just fat?
Who cares? Not gonna make any difference when she's dead.
Hi, Steve Bloom.
Stop this now.
Well,
See what she's
he had to
wearing?
appear at some point.
Take a good look at that shawl. She's a Darkson.
Then that explains it. I thought this place stunk. Now I know it does. So, we got ourselves a fat one and a stinky one. PU. It's a regular pig farm in here.
I will thank you to watch your tongue in this house. You have to leave now.
That's a big gun for such a little girl. Drop it.
Isara!
Huh? Hold it right there!
Fence post.
Hi, Steve Bloom.
Right.
Ooh, what you say?
No, we're not starting a counter for that too.
Are you okay?
Also, that guy could have still absolutely shot his gun if he had time to look
Martha,
back and
I
complain
think
about being
she's-
shot in the back.
Nope, he got
I
tagged.
was
That's the
mostly
rule.
shocked.
This isn't good. She's
like,
gone into labor.
She fucking shot
Moving
me.
her would be
I mean,
dangerous.
she was pointing a gun at me and
Redundancy.
everything, but I didn't
Well,
expect her to
We
actually
can't just
shoot
leave her
me.
here. What are we gonna do?
No. We're using
Don't
movie
be
law.
dark such a pig.
There are a
All
lot of
all
Imperials
wounds are
out there,
immediately
Lise.
fatal, and you cannot react
It's
to
only a
them.
matter of time before they take over the Mill Plaza.
Welks, listen. The barn out back.
What about it?
Our fathers have left us something. Something that might get us out of this mess.
More problems need to be solved with a tiny tank.
It is a tiny tank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quick,
it
get
is-
the baby tank.
Yeah. It is specifically notable that the primary tank you get in this game is in fact a very small tank.
Well, that makes sense. Huh. Okay. So it seems ducats actually
tank.
are still produced, but effectively, since they've always
I
been
can't believe
basically
it's still
gold
here.
and silver coins, they're just
That's where the
collectible
pipe.
coins, effectively.
Here it is.
Yeah.
The Edelweiss. Tamer built it especially for General Gunther.
Yeah, and it worked great too. So it's just been parked here in the barn?
I wanted
That
to
seems
make sure it would still
like a
operate,
bad thing
you
for
know,
maintenance.
in case of emergencies. I enrolled in a maintenance class given by the military. I wanted to be able to do what my father
Well, that seems like a bad thing for
Well,
maintenance.
that's great.
Just leaving the
But that's
tank
only
sitting out in a
class,
barn.
Isara.
I mean, she just said that she's been like maintaining it.
Operations at all.
She said she
Also-
took a
I just
maintenance class
figured
given by the
with
military. It
turbine
doesn't mean
engine,
she's any
It
good.
really improves on the power to
Eh,
I
we
didn't
don't-
say it runs well.
I mean, she said she
The
fit a better
Edelweiss
thing on the power
is
unit.
field-worthy.
In fairness, we have no
Firepower
goddamn
and
idea how this
mobility
thing
are more
works.
than a match
It
for
uses
recent models.
MacGuffin technology.
Well, assuming it does work,
So
I mean, it
what's next?
works like a
Alright.
tank.
Welks,
I
you
mean,
took the armored
I
Powered
mean,
by
yeah.
a big
force,
electrical
didn't you?
radiator on the
Yeah.
back.
yeah.
Back in high school.
Not
Yeah,
typical for
she
tanks.
took a class on maintenance, and he took a class on tanks
Safe
once.
inside the tank,
In high
and we
school.
can move
In high
to a
school,
better
yeah.
location.
It was an elective.
Just
Tank
leave the
class.
driving to me, okay?
Thus, they're veteran
All
drivers
you have to do
or
is give
veteran
me
Well,
the-
she's
tank
the driver.
operators. Yes,
He's a
veteran
tank.
tank operators. So who's the gunner?
I believe Welkin controls that technically.
Okay, so it's basically a two-person.
It's
mini tank.
it's a small tank. There's not like a gunner's
Yeah.
operation seat.
Yeah.
Isara, we
There is
ready to roll?
pretty much enough room for Isara to be sitting in there driving the thing,
Engaging
and Welkin
engine.
to be standing up,
The
and
Well,
like
there's enough room
they've
for
stuck
her
her
in
in
there.
her.
Deployment.
Yeah.
Alicia could still be out there dodging bullets, buying time for people to evacuate.
So is there a tank upgrade where it gets to shoot
Here's
lightning
the
out of its
plan.
ass?
No.
We're gonna pick up
Oh.
Alicia and get out of town. All right, Edelweiss, move out.
Really, the only tank upgrades are the armor and the gun.
The tank is called Edelweiss.
Yes.
Edelweiss.
Tank is called
That's right.
Apex.
That translates to something.
Something white.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also a song, but
Yes.
All right, and here's our first.
Noble White.
Wait. Yeah.
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 Here's
Yikes.
the brief for this
I mean,
operation.
it is from a song,
I mean,
but
I mean, it is. Well, it's also the flower they were looking at before in the first chapter is actually an Edelweiss.
Thus, it doesn't really have any racial connotations per se. I hope.
Yeah, it's just kind of
Eh.
yikes contextually.
So yeah, our only additional condition here is Brul's main gate is destroyed.
All right, let's begin. We've got to stop them here.
stop here. No further.
The line must be drawn here.
If this gate falls, there's going to be even more casualties among the townspeople. The town watch will defend this gate so as many people as possible can get away. Got a second?
About sandbags and hand grenades.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Sandbags exist. You can pull them.
You can use hand grenades to blow up sandbags, or you can just run over them with a tank.
Yeah. So notably, we don't start the mission with the tank. We only start with Alicia and 2 town guardsmen. So
Moving out.
basically, there's no reason to do anything really here except for crouch and start taking shots at people.
Some number to kill.
A lot.
Yeah, that the question marks basically mean that
So essentially, that soldier is actually past the maximum effective range of her rifle.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you see question marks like that, it basically means it will take more shots than you can feasibly actually put into this person.
So you, town guard, hide somewhere where you're not going to die quickly.
Show that tank who's boss.
There
quite
is
the
a
shot
dude
you're going
crouched
for.
over there.
2 hits.
Softening
That's
them.
pretty typical. 2 hits out of the 5 shots from a scout is normal for the starter rifle.
they do get accuracy bonuses later. I mean,
Well, and better rifles have better accuracy. So
yes.
Yeah.
These are crap peasant rifles.
My turn, okay?
Got a
That
couple
was-
headshots in.
That was
Three
3
headshots.
shots, yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. End the current phase.
So notably, you can end your phase before you use all your CP. There's very rarely reason to do this, but...
Oh, there is one other thing to note about CP that we're seeing now. Tanks take up 2.
Yeah.
So if you want to multi-move your tanks, you are going to eat through a good chunk of your unit's turns.
Not sure where that guy was
The enemy
going.
AI is also fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will do that pretty regularly, where they will just run directly into covering fire.
Oh, right in his junk.
Take that, tank.
Reload. Oh.
Ow.
Yep.
Yeah, machine guns hurt from close range.
Also, those are shock troopers who have actual machine guns.
I mean, it may very well be a very similar audio clip, Jin. It's not like there's many different ways that reloading a gun sounds, honestly.
Oh, that was a commander.
Yep, and the commander has thankfully come in to rob them of a command point.
Yep.
Yeah, so you'll see enemies that are dressed in red. They are worth a command point to the enemy side. So if you kill them, they lose a command point.
And that one's telling you how to heal.
Yeah, most games are actually pretty lazy about the sounds they use for weapon reloading. It's pretty much a very small library of sound clips that have been around for a very long time, but it works because it's pretty much what it sounds like to reload a gun. There's only a handful of guns that really have any sort of distinct reloading sound, and most of that's not the actual gun being reloaded, it's other things, like the distinct ping from a Garand is not the gun itself reloading, it's just the clip
Take kicking
ejecting.
like that. Yep.
Yep.
Which, hilariously, soldiers have utilized to fuck with people.
Yes, by throwing clips and pinging sound.
Yeah, by throwing empty clips,
people
making
think they're
everything
reloading.
that they're out, and then they pop out and get shot in the face.
He is technically in cover. You may want to throw a grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe close enough to throw that cover?
Nah.
No,
Nope.
A little too far.
That was the only grenade we had. Oh well.
It's fine.
You can try and shoot at the other guy, but he's likely to get murdered by machine gun.
You could pop him up and really quickly go into shoot mode. And,
It's like
Maybe
hammer
not
the
die.
bumper.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Whew.
I lived, bitch.
He is still technically in cover. though.
Notably, once somebody is crouched behind sandbags, it does not matter if the sandbags are actually in any way in between you and the person you are shooting at. They are considered in cover, period.
Yeah, as long as they're in the
I would
crowd.
may as well shoot him. It's a fucking town watchman. Who cares if he dies?
Yep.
I assume the town watchman doesn't have a grenade himself.
Nope.
No. Only Alicia has grenades.
Add grenades.
Kick up the war as hell counter, yo.
Ding!
So that's another thing. When units
My turn, okay?
get shot, so in this particular instance, the town watchman just automatically retreated. In later maps, if you have units, once we actually get like actual like named units, when they are shot down like that, they will remain on the map for a certain amount of time. If you can get another unit to them, you can basically pick them up and get them back. Otherwise, they will retreat. There are very few ways for permadeath in this game, though it does exist.
Yeah, if you don't get to them in 3 turns, they go.
Yeah, they're dead.
And if that happens to a main character, you're dead.
No.
Alternatively, if they get run over by a tank,
Yes, getting run over by a tank is absolutely lethal for both sides.
Again, this still being kind of a tutorial mission, they make it basically impossible for you to really lose unless you're completely incompetent.
Oh, well, he's about to.
Not really.
We might actually.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why we saved before
Enough
this.
shots on Alicia.
Yep.
Normally they focus on the gate, so you can just do retry battle. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
This is not actually a game that penalizes you for retry
If
versus
this
a fresh
gate
load.
Which is dumb to begin with.
Yes, incredibly so.
My turn, okay?
I would probably have Alicia actually go off to the side rather than being
Yeah.
dead center in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Enemy unit spotted.
Seeing as, you know, she is a loss condition.
Please hit.
Only 19 more of those to go, soldier.
The traditional method of using a man's weight in bullets in order to kill him.
Yep. Eventually, we will replace all of the person with bullets.
Moving out. Now.
Why are you shooting the tank?
Because I feel like it.
I mean, I know it's only slightly less effective than shooting the shock trooper, but...
Yeah, so notably shock troopers have heavier armor than scouts and machine guns, but their effective range is significantly less. They have less movement and their gun is incredibly short range.
Yeah, these really long runs that we're doing with scouts can only be done because they're scouts. Everyone else chews through a lot more AP for their movement.
Please hit.
Welcome back, Jin.
There we go. Yep.
He stopped for a second to think about it, then decided he wanted to die.
Yeah.
To kill a shock trooper from range.
Yep. 1 second.
Yep.
Moving out.
Okay, so first off. We don't have to worry about getting fancy with that guy.
Yep.
How much health does this guy have? Ooh, still a decent amount.
Yeah, fair amount, but
Does someone who is not going to get shot the shit out of have a...
I mean,
not really.
no. Like, if they're in range to shoot him, he's pretty much in range to take reaction fire at them. It won't be as effective, but it's not like... You don't outrange them by that much, usually. Like, snipers do. Scouts are... They still have line of sight to you. They will still take a shot, basically.
Alternatively, just shoot the radiator.
Yeah.
Probably not really worth it. You're not going to take out that tank.
Yeah, we're still at question marks on it, so it's not even going to do noticeable damage.
Yeah.
I would rather keep putting shots into this guy.
Yeah.
Because then the reaction fire when everybody,
when he activates and decides
just
to
finish him off. Yeah.
move, because he is most likely going to make a run for the gate to try and grenade it, rather than just staying still and shooting somebody, which means everybody will kind of light him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they make you go through like 2 turns of this, and then the tank shows up. Or then our tank shows up. The Edelweiss.
No!
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky!
No, Town Watchman.
Ah, he was so close to getting an actual name.
No, it wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
I do love how they continue shooting even behind the tank.
Yeah.
Whew.
Honk honk.
Alright.
So now we have a tank.
Entering
Yep.
combat.
As mentioned, it takes 2 CP to activate the tank, but the tank also just
The
ignores
tank should
most
be able
shit.
to breach that wall.
Yeah.
It may provide us with a shortcut, Welks.
All right, let's give it a shot. Hang in there, Alicia.
So this is your introduction to tanks can just drive through shit they don't feel like dealing with.
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, tanks do not auto heal every turn like soldiers do, but there is a actual class specifically designed to repair tanks, basically.
A mechanic or thereof.
Engineer.
Hostile sighted.
Look! It's a tank! It's a galleon tank!
Alicia, I'm sorry we're late.
I got a tank now.
Welcome.
I guess that's a thing.
You have a tank?
We can talk later.
Apparently it was in our
Right now, we
barn.
need to stop those soldiers.
You know, like everybody.
Enemy tank sighted, Welks. Switching to anti-tank combat. Armor-piercing shells loaded.
All right, let's go take it down.
Apparently the driver also loads the ammo.
Yeah, fair enough. I ain't gonna question it.
Notably, we cannot see the tank right now. And we
Nope.
can't...
Can murder that man.
Yeah, so tanks have 3 different things.
Anti-armor...
Mortars are
explosives.
AoE, and the machine
Machine
gun
gun.
is really good at anti-personnel. So, like, technically speaking, we could shoot this dude with an anti-armor round, but it would technically be less effective than
Now we can mortar them.
shooting him with the machine gun. Somehow,
It may-
I mean, he'd still die, but
It will also get tried at The Hague.
Lies.
So it has unlimited anti-armor shells and a limited amount of the other two? Or something?
As I recall, it has a limited number of the mortars and unlimited machine gun.
I believe the machine gun and anti-armor are both unlimited. The mortars are effectively grenades for the tank.
Yeah, the mortar, we have one job. They won't for it.
Ah.
Tank again?
Yep.
And again, this is something that we can improve later on through upgrades.
When we actually get experience to spend on it?
The tank is not experienced. The tank you upgrade just through researching parts, and that takes money.
That makes sense in a way.
Now, this is important.
The classes are specifically experience.
Yeah. Now, it is important to note that even turning takes movement, or takes AP in the tank, so you always want to be very careful.
But as you can see, an actual effective anti-armor weapon against a radiator will damn near destroy a tank. It usually takes at most 2 shots. Some of the later Lancer weapons can destroy light tanks in a single shot.
Ah.
And I think the top end may be able to even do it to medium tanks with a good shot on the radiator. Yeah, just don't target radiators with the rifles. It's not going to help in this mission. We're not there yet. You could shoot the dude behind cover. It's not going to be super effective, but it'll do something.
Yeah.
There is shoot the sky.
One other thing that I did not go into. You see tower that's there right now? That's off to our left?
You can climb the ladder to get up there.
Yeah, that is not just a prop. You can actually go into the tower and shoot. This is not really good for any classes except for the scouts and the snipers. But if you put a sniper in a good tower, it's wonderful.
Well, that makes sense.
They do actually. Yeah, verticality does actually affect line of sight, and if you get a sniper a high position, they will basically reaction fire the entire damn map.
Damage minimal.
So you can see there, anti-armor fire against armor is not super effective. It really, you're only going to obliterate things if you're hitting the radiator on the tank, essentially.
Effectively, you're aiming for the radiator of a tank.
Yep.
There's a secret sneaky enemy over there.
Notably, our tank showing up distracted the enemy tank, which means it did not fire at the gate. It just fired at us, mostly ineffectually.
And now it's about to die.
Yep.
Excellent. Let's run some people over.
No, that was it.
Oh,
The objective was just destroying the tank.
Yes, we stopped it. Nice work, East.
Thus, we should have run people over first, then destroy the radiator.
Yeah.
The Imperials are running off for now. Looks like we bought some time at least.
There will be plenty of time to grind later on.
Welks,
Probably off camera.
Full experience and
Almost
people.
certainly.
Yep.
She gave birth in Dad's tank?
Oh, the fluids are
We're gonna
everywhere.
get the smell out.
Yes,
Yeah.
and without complications. They're both perfectly healthy.
Good. That's fantastic. Now let's stay sharp as we head out of town.
And remember not to load the baby in the gun port. That's very important.
Oops.
Also, so notably, the random rank and file soldiers are not worth crap. You only get money for leaders, aces, and any tanks you destroy. So, if the only thing to do in a mission is to kill the leader, there's not really a point to killing the grunts that aren't directly in your way. Now later on, they're just gonna pepper us with leaders and aces and all sorts of tanks and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff gets complicated.
Notably, it is also important to take out aces because typically you will get weapon drops from aces.
Yes.
Yeah, that does sound important.
2 hours after the first shots were fired, Brule was under Imperial control. Though a mere skirmish by Empire standards, the raid on Brule would mark Welkin Gunther's first taste of battle, and begin his rise to a Gallian hero.
Alicia.
I thought I would be ready for this. I knew war meant this might happen. It hurts. Seeing my town overrun like this, seeing all those people killed, it's just not right. How could all this happen? It isn't human, Welkin.
War is bad, yo.
We look at those birds and see how wild and free they are.
Thank you.
But they all have their own territories.
I'm glad that the mic picks that up.
Anything threatens their
I have to put it up real close to my my microphone
People
since
are
it's a
animals
headset
too.
mic.
We do what we have to, when we have to. Animals are in a constant struggle to stay alive, but I've also seen them help each other, almost like they were cooperating in order to survive.
Rules of nature!
Cooperating?
That's why I'm so into studying natural science.
No,
That
animals kill the
coexistence.
shit out of each other all the
I
time.
want to know how it works.
As do plants.
Yeah, but
We
sometimes
need
they
to figure that
cooperate
out.
for survival.
Mankind
Like
No, plants
cordyceps.
do not
for our own survival.
No, plants do not cooperate for survival.
Shut up,
Kind
Welcome
of
to
the
the
I want
Did.
to be a teacher, so that I can pass that knowledge on to the children.
He's wrong.
I mean,
Provably wrong.
Even if we can't completely eliminate war, at least we might learn to live together as one people.
You think so?
Nah, just fucking with you.
Welks, look. Martha fell asleep, so that makes me the babysitter. See, Alicia?
I stole her baby.
Oh, he's adorable.
Just like you said, even in war, new life happens all around us. Come here.
Throws him off the cliff.
That's your hometown.
Here you go, animals.
Someday.
Just remember that scene from Kung Pao.
Yes.
Burning ruin of a town.
Someday soon. I know it.
Oh, so cute. Rolls him down the hill. Bye-bye.
Chapter 3. Vassal Urban Warfare.
A new episode has been added.
In
New
March
episode.
of
Thanks for the memory.
1935, the Empire began its invasion across Gallia's eastern border. Maximilian, commander of the Gallian invasion front, built his
So we're going to
army
play a
around
game that
mobile
eventually
armor.
isn't pretending it's
Gerlando
a
and
television
other
program
fortresses along the border
and dividing itself
fell
into
to his
episodes.
tanks in
This is
quick
a book.
succession.
It's a
Not
book.
a television program.
Still calling it
Brule's
episodes.
fall in under 2 hours
Yeah.
was typical of
But like this is
villages in the
like
Empire's
literally the
and the road to
context
the
of this
capital
game
bore a
is
steady
it is
flow
being
of
told through
refugees.
Irene Kohler's on the Galleon front.
Randgrease, Gallia's
Irene is a
capital.
character we will
A
meet
town
later, and I hate
secure
her.
and stable since ancient
Rand
times. Within
Grease.
its walls stood the
Eh, she
castle
seems to be an
of
okay
Gallius,
narrator at least.
And within its unicorn spire resided Cordelia, Gallia's princess.
Who is about to take flight at any moment.
Yeah, we get to meet the princess later. She's,
Policy of neutrality
interesting.
Was a system of universal conscription. Under it, all schools required military training each year. In the event of a war, citizens were then drafted.
Well, that
into
would
the
explain why
militia
they
to defend
randomly
their
know how to
country.
operate a tank.
As the conflict with the East
Oh, that would
grew
also be in the
worse,
children of general,
both
but
Welkin and Alicia found themselves no exceptions to that.
Well, no, but I mean, Welkin quite specifically learned how to drive a tank in high school.
yes.
Not because his dad was a famous general in high school.
That was the elective he chose.
So these are my new digs.
Yes, he did specifically say that.
Oh,
Well, it could have been
my
an after-school activity, you know, father-son bonding.
I should get changed before
Take the tank
reporting
out,
in.
start shooting
Better get
everything.
ready.
Mortar fire on the chicken coop.
Yeah, so it turns out if you show up to sign up for the army with your own tank, they just kind of give you
Flares,
command of a tank unit.
binoculars, a compass, and a map. Everything you need for a nice hike. Or combat.
I'm pretty sure it is supposed to be a nod to that, Jin.
Sure,
hence
it's
why we
open.
also named the stream that.
It's almost certainly a nod to All Squad on the Western Front.
Oh,
Yes.
you're already changed too. Let's see.
Yeah, this is the actual uniform of the army, not just the
bad,
half
not
skirt
bad.
and
You look good, actually.
like casual uniform. They do get armor plating.
So, how about me? Do I look all right in
So,
this?
shoulder pads.
Convincing?
Shoulder pads and full like greaves.
Just wait
Let's
until
take
we
a
see
look.
our first Lancer.
Ooh boy.
Yeah, you look fine. You wear it like a pro.
Really? You're not just saying that?
Of course not. You look tough. I like it.
Oh, good. I was worried it looked kind of silly.
No way. That plating on the back, it's like a coleopterate exoskeleton. Beetle-tastic.
And you blew it.
Welcome to nerd.
What? And did you just say beetle? Welkin? What kind of girl wants to hear that she looks like a bug?
Huh? Not just any bug. A rhinoceros beetle. King of the insects. Who wouldn't want that?
Huh. I guess I'll just try to take that as a very Welkin sort of compliment.
You'll get used to it.
Tell me about that scarf. You've been wearing it since I met you.
Oh, this? It's part of my uniform from the bakery.
Is that right?
I don't want to forget the time I spent.
I also see that
busting my
helmets are
gun.
not standard issue in this army.
I
Nope.
plan to keep wearing it until I can get back to manning the ovens again.
Well, no. See, unlike the enemy soldiers we're fighting, we're all
That's great.
heroes.
Once
we're
you
not allowed
do,
to wear
I'll
helmets.
be first in line to get some of that bread.
Is that a promise?
Gives us plus
Well,
10 to our
I'll
clip.
be sure to have plenty of it ready and waiting for you.
Yeah, no, I tried to think through it. No, there's not a
Absolutely.
single character
Hey,
you get that
if
wears
you're
a
ready,
helmet.
We should probably go see the...
Get one that wears an eye patch.
That just means they already got him in the head once.
Squad
No,
7
it's just
is
a-
Thor.
it's just his symbol of being a sky pirate.
We're getting to him. I wanted to keep that as a surprise.
Excuse me, ma'am.
So what you're saying is our characters have their faces showing to make it more personal, and theirs have helmets to make them look like generic soldiers, so we don't feel bad for killing them.
Exactly! See, you're getting it.
Ma'am.
Ah,
There are
Alicia
Imperials
Alicia
that we
Melchiot.
fight that don't
Also
wear
reporting for
helmets.
duty.
do they look stereotypically hilariously evil?
Commander
No.
of this regiment.
No.
Maximilian
You're
does.
promoted to lieutenant. You'll be leader of Squad 7 now.
Ma'am.
Enlistee Melchiot, you're promoted to sergeant. You'll be under the lieutenant's command. Understood?
Ma'am.
What do you know? It is you. Nice coincidence, huh, Welkin?
Valdio? I had no idea that you'd enlisted.
Yep. Now that there's a real war going on, I joined up. Pretty much all the officer and training boys are here just like you.
We've all been played like fiddles! He's never not gonna be Kazuhira Miller anymore. That's his role. That was made for him.
No archaeology or science. Looks like the two of us are studying war, I guess.
Looks that way. It's good to see you.
And you.
That'll be all for now. There's a strategy.
The
Someday,
bromance of the
We'll
ages.
make a haven
But you
for
still have
soldiers.
time.
A place where they don't
You
have to
catch up.
fight. Owe allegiance to
You'll
no
be spending a
country,
lot of
only
time
to
on the
themselves.
coast, studying the They'll be your new home. So get to know them. That'll be all.
And then
Report
we'll
back
dig.
in time for the briefing. Until then, you're dismissed.
Okay.
So now we get to recruit people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Hooray.
first, we're going to head over to the squad barracks. So we have...
So we have a shock trooper and a lancer thrown upon us.
Yep.
We have one representative of every
Every class.
Yep.
every class.
We will soon meet these people for realsies in the story, but this is Bridget, and this is Largo.
Rosie, yeah.
So
Rosie and Largo are actually significant characters. They will take part in cutscenes and things like that. Most of the other people we recruit don't really have, like, they all have names and all have individual looks and individual personal traits and things like that, but aren't actually, like, in cutscenes.
Yeah. So, there's only a couple notable things that aren't obvious from looking at them. You have your aim ranking, which is just how accurate a weapon is. You have your versus personnel and versus armor. The thing to note at the very bottom, though, is the likes section. So, each person has people that they like, and if you put them into a battle with people that they like and they start around them, they will receive a bonus to their stats and damage, as long as they start their movement next to that unit.
do they ever have dislikes?
They do not have personal dislikes. However, we'll see it when we go to actually recruit some people.
Well,
You'll see. Yeah. So everyone has these personal traits, and some people do have personal traits that mean they will get penalties or disadvantages for being near certain people or in certain areas. So, like, Rosie, for instance, has a desert allergy. If you deploy her in desert, if she moves through, like, sand, she will get debuffs.
She also has Big Sister, which I believe means that is a particular one.
There should be a way to check what it is. Press A.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
So she gets bonuses for being near other shock troopers.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Steady drain of HP while in sandy areas.
Yeah, so she'll slowly lose HP in sand, and she takes less damage from interception fire, basically. So when she's moving around, she gets hurt less by people shooting at her.
Yeah. Largo doesn't do well on paved roads. He can revive once from death
once.
And when he's surrounded by allies, he gets a boost in abilities. There are shit ton of these passives.
Yeah,
Some
we can
of them
also
are
look at
very
the ones
specific.
we can also look at the ones on Welkin and Alicia, since they do have them.
Yeah. If the tank starts in nature, he gets a boost to his abilities. And
he gets boosts when he's surrounded by enemies, basically.
Yeah. She gets extra accuracy on dirt. And
Boost for anyone she likes.
Yeah,
Yes.
she gets extra boost for people on her likes.
Ah.
Even beyond just the regular likes.
Yeah.
Now, if we go to the command room...
So I think they're going to give us the tutorial here.
It's good to see you doing the rounds. Welcome. This is the command.
The unavoidable tutorials.
Use it to structure your squad. You will have access to both drafted and volunteer recruits.
There is literally no difference between these.
Yep.
This is the master list. The recruits have all
Between what now?
I should probably touch on the
She
five
said you'll have
classes
access to
just
both
so
drafted and volunteer recruits.
First off, you have
There's
the
no
stats.
actual distinction.
Okay, we're going to skip through this because we know all this, and we're going to be explaining it. This is just describing the 5 classes.
This is basically the thing we were talking about, the classes. So scouts are fast, but you know, squishy. Shock troopers are heavy offense, but very short movement and range. Lancers are anti-armor specialists and basically useless against personnel. And engineers are engineers.
Okay, so who's played Skies of Arcadia?
Right, do we have access to snipers yet?
We do.
Yes, we do have snipers. Snipers are snipers.
So there's 2 units we are absolutely going to be taking.
Let's go kick this war in
And that is Vice from Tales.
And Ica.
And
from Skies of Arcadia.
Skies of
and
Arcadia.
Ica from Skies of Arcadia.
Hey there. I'm Ica Thompson. I'll try my best. Sound good, Welkin?
I think they actually got their voice actors back too.
They are, yes.
Huh.
They are the actual voice actors for those characters. It was a cute little like sort of Easter egg.
Yeah.
There's also one of the recruitable characters in these lists is actually very significant, but not in the main game.
Impader?
Yes, he hates the Imperials.
He hates Imperials. Also, he is not impeded by night, like other soldiers are.
Yeah, there are some night missions.
Of our two snipers, he is far better than Cesare for one particular reason. Cesare has Darkson Hater. And some of the best units in this game are Darksons.
I mean, additionally, being a Darkson hater means if he mobilizes near the tank, he gets penalties because his Isara is there.
Darkson Hater just is for his starting enemies near, but yeah.
I'm Oscar Bailey.
Yeah. Notably, we do get more recruits later on as the game progresses. There will be more people available.
Yeah. The other person we are taking is John.
He fancies
Jan is awesome.
Jan is awesome.
Hey, soldier! I'm Jan Walker. I'll fight.
Jan is
a little stereotypical, but Jan loves the shit out of Largo.
Yeah. He is the second best Lancer in the game if you're fielding Largo.
Which you usually are.
Yeah. There's a lot of times when you are forced to take Largo. So, okay, so now that I've picked up the people that we're definitely
We also
taking,
need to get Ted.
yes.
Fancies everything.
I fucking love Ted.
Hello, I'm Ted Ustinov, and I've got some great new material for you.
So another important thing is that these characters do actually have sort of their own little individual personalities that only sort of come out when you actually select them in combat on the field and stuff like that. They'll have little quotes here and there. Ted is just unceasingly enthusiastic about fucking everything.
Oh, right. Susie's really good at murdering other shock troopers.
Yes. Yeah, Susie is really good at taking out shock troopers. Let's see, who else do we go through the whole list so we can see who we have available.
Let's see. So starting from the top, we've got Wavy, who
Wavy is actually pretty good, except for Neat Freak, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Also, the way you can tell Darkson soldiers apart from regular soldiers, A, they have dark hair, which is why they're called Darksons.
Yeah.
And two, all the Darksons only have one name. They have no surname to them.
Yeah, they don't have a last name. And yes, Wavy gets boosts for being around other Darksons, which, as noted, Darkson units tend to be really good. So, it's actually a pretty strong ability. But we'll go through all of them before we pick any more.
Yeah. So, Motley. Also, those ones that have dashes rather than the slash through them, that means they have traits we have not uncovered yet. They have to get...
Yeah, they will unlock as we level up, usually.
Yeah. So, Motley is...
Motley is pretty...
Yeah.
Ichmophobia is not great.
He's afraid of pointy objects.
He will get penalties for being around Lancers, either yours or enemies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nos is...
Nos can't crouch. Which means
he can. He
go
just takes a
cover.
penalty to defense. He makes him one of the most worthless units in the game.
Yep. Susie. Who's one of the better scouts, at the start at least. Juno gets metal allergy, which is not great, and claustrophobic. She's a child of nature. Forget what Chatty Cathy does.
It lowers her accuracy when she's near friendlies, basically.
She's good for missions where you have to send somebody off on their own to do something.
But as you can see, we only have a certain number of slots available, so you want to kind of pick and choose.
Yeah.
Alex, again, very good, aside from Neat Freak. Neat Freak is not a terrible downside.
He likes starting near tanks, and...
But is terrible at being in trenches and alleys.
Yep.
I take it that's common enough that's annoying.
Depends on the map,
very
really.
much on the map.
Depends on the map. Lancer Killer is nice. Desert Allergy is hit or miss. Depends on the map. Very dependent on where you're deploying. And generally, he's one of the better ones. I usually take Salinas.
Hans is amazing.
Hans is amazing. Child of Nature and Imp Hater, and I believe he gets some kind of Berserker Rage later. Metalhead and Pessimist.
Pessimist sucks.
Yeah, having less than half full HP means less in defense.
Basically, if you get below half HP, you are going to wipe out real fucking quick.
Metalhead and Shut-In.
Basically, don't put them in camp. They need to be on offense.
Shut-In doesn't usually matter because she's a shock trooper. You usually don't have her hunker down in camp anyways. Jane is one of the best shock troopers in the game because, again, she starts off with nothing but positives.
Yeah, nothing but positives, and Lancer Killer.
Lancer Killer and Impader.
Also, her background is really sad.
Yes, her background is insanely sad. Again, every one of these characters actually has, like, backstories and stuff like that. Most of them are just kind of fairly generic. Jane's is insanely sad.
Yeah. We got Nils, which is not bad. He's another one with all positives.
Kind of. Lone Wolf is not great, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, having allies nearby.
Which, considering he's a Lancer, you're always going to want to have some support with him.
Yeah.
Theold I can't stand.
Yep. Theold's just a racist. Let's see. Can't be around tanks, and just allies nearby gives him boosts. Yoko is probably the other Lancer that most people pick up after they pick up Jan.
John, yeah.
John. City Kid and Born Leader. She basically acts as, like, Team Mom to any Lancer unit she's in. Not great in any capacity. She's just got a weird set of skills for a Lancer.
There are a fair number of characters in these recruit lists that honestly are there as like, well, you know, were an idiot, and so all your other dudes died.
Yeah. This really doesn't matter, because when your HP
you're
reaches
at
a
a single digit anyway.
You are a picosecond away from dying.
Yeah.
The other bullet that is going to kill him is already there.
Carl
is not bad because Lonely's never going to trigger.
Good. Yeah, you're basically with engineers, they are almost always going to be next to the tank. So Metalhead gives him a boost in attack power, and he's always going to be next to the tank.
Yeah. So what do engineers actually do?
They repair the tank. They can also repair like sandbags and stuff like that have been destroyed. Other than that, they have the same rifle as scouts, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also get landmines later, I believe.
Yes, they do get plantable explosives later on.
Anti-armor landmines. Homer. How is Homer not dead yet?
Yeah, Homer has nothing but negatives, basically. Yeah, if it weren't for Darks and Hater, Cesari would be great, but
I mean, you would take him, just not put him near the rest of your people.
Basically.
Yeah, he goes up in the tower and doesn't interact with anybody else.
He's an anti-sniper sniper.
Essentially.
The problem is we get a better anti-sniper sniper.
Yeah, just a couple of missions. By the time we actually need to worry about having an anti-sniper sniper, we have better ones available.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we're actually making choices here. So we're probably going to be taking.
Also,
Susie.
notably, you definitely do not need even numbers of the classes. You very rarely need as many, like, say, Lancers as you do, like, Scouts or Shock Troopers. Snipers, in general, you need, like, maybe one per map.
My name is Susie Evans, sir.
I'll kill the shit out of some shock troopers.
Yep. So we are absolutely picking up Jane Turner.
Mm-hmm.
The name's Jane Turner. I'll do anything if it means putting holes in imps.
She is basically our screaming Phoenix Eagle of the team.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So... I think we're also going to take Hans.
Haynes Salinger, reporting for duty, sir.
Haynes.
Haynes Salinger. Haru.
Wait till he gets his hands on you.
So, probably going to take Yoko.
Hi there. I'm Yoko Martins. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
We are taking Carl.
Yeah, so notably, in regards to
It's
Jane there. So she starts with Child of Nature, Imp Hater, and Lancer Killer. Her fourth unlockable potential is Sadist.
Isn't that the one where she heals when she gives
she gets
damage?
attack power boosts by inflicting pain on others.
Yeah.
So how do you unlock these things? Just as leveling? Or something?
I believe it's as you use them and they get kills.
No, so there's two different things. There's personal potentials and there's battlefield potentials.
Okay.
Yeah, battlefield potentials unlock via fighting this, if I remember correctly.
I'll handle things my own
Some of the
way,
personal
thank
ones
you.
have very weird requirements.
Battle potentials are the ones that unlock by leveling up the classes. Personal potentials, hidden potentials are unlocked through the Castlefront Street. There are basically certain things that will get points for characters. After a character has gotten 5 points, you can go to the street and you'll get a new hidden potential off of them.
Okay, so they are forcing us to build to a squad of 20. We are not able to leave this screen until we do. So...
Fill it up.
Yep.
So start taking the people who aren't terrible.
Also, notably, if you manage to get every single one of these named characters perma-killed, you will start getting just generic units that you can recruit. They have no potentials whatsoever. They do not have personal potentials. They do not have battlefield potentials. They are just generic scout, shock trooper, lancer, etc. Also, Jesus Christ, what did you do?
So, the combat troop does nothing but the named characters that cause mission fails if you die, and fodder we throw into a meat grinder apparently.
Basically.
Right, so Fatalist, which is not
Fatalist
really a
really
ability.
doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Fatalist is pointless. Like, it doesn't...
It's like, this
it
is a
doesn't really
detriment,
do
except
anything.
not really, because...
If he gets to
They're
that
already
point,
dead.
he's probably already dead anyways, yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Alright.
What are we like composition-wise?
So we've got 5 scouts. We have 5 shock troopers. We have 3 lancers, 2 NGs, and both snipers.
Probably pick up another shock trooper, another scout, if we've got them.
Yeah.
I don't dislike Wendy.
Nina's not terrible either.
Yeah, Wendy or Nina, either one, really.
Either one, both. We got space to fill, really.
Nice.
Yep. Let's see.
What scouts do we have left that we haven't taken? Oh, grab Wavy.
Oh yeah, Wavy's here.
Please, call me Wavy. From today onward, we fight together.
Fucking spirit animal over here.
True.
Wavy is just tired of all this bullshit.
And we are actually going to take Alex, because Alex is friends with like all of his likes are on our team, I think, except for Melville. We don't care about Melville, but he likes Vice, and that's good enough for me.
Hi, I'm Alex Raymond. I look forward to serving with you, Welkin.
Okay, so that's our team of 20. That is the only time we will be forced to build a full team of 20.
Feel like you've struck a balance?
Yeah, not to mention Wavy's other personal potential is actually one of the best ones in the game.
As time passes, we'll have
so his hidden potential is Stonewall, which is literally just improved defense when crouching behind cover.
So at most points in time.
Yeah.
They'll be at the same level as the rest of the team.
And it pretty much is just like straight up, like he is damn near invincible when crouched behind cover once you actually have that potential unlocked.
He is. The one other thing to bring up that she just brought up in combat is if we switch out people and bring in people later, because we level up the class and not any individual people, anyone we bring in will be just at the same level as anyone else.
Yep.
Except for
basically the only thing we're missing is the points towards personal potentials, but eh.
So speaking of training,
welcome to your worst nightmare. I'm the guy who's gonna whip you lazy blobs into shape. Still, I can't work miracles here. No amount of drilling beats real combat experience. I want you all to go out there, kick some imp tail, and then show me what you learned. I will
trying real hard to, at the same time, sound like a drill instructor and not up the ratings on the game.
Basically.
All the glory. A squad's a team, and we got no need for stars. You will train as a class and level up by class. Scout level 2, Scout level 3. You get it? When the scouts level up, that means each and every one of them goes up that level. You hear me, maggots? Any of you think he's better than the rest of the team, go home now!
Vice is an air pirate.
Alright. Now I'll show you lowlives how this whole thing actually works. It ain't complicated. First you go out there and fight. Once the experience you cram into a soldier class clears a...
Just cram it up in there.
Cram it in!
Up and when is your job as the squad leader. Now give it a go.
The text on your eye patch is backwards. Okay, so notably, engineers actually take less XP to level up.
It's at least partially just because they are not
their support
quite as good. Yeah.
Okay, so first off, you have to actually do that.
Yes, go.
So we're gonna put one into those, and because I'm biased.
It is worthwhile to level up Lancers as well, just because they actually unlock their first battle potential at level 2.
You're better than this. Good work, maggots.
Oh!
Closer to human. Looks like that session beat a new potential out of the Lancers. Looks like that session beat a new potential out of the snipers.
Okay, so more HP, I assume?
More HP, more AP. Like, they just, all their stats in general go up, except for, I think, AP, which is set. But...
Makes sense.
So, Jan got Tank Killer, which is why you pick him first. That's the first thing he unlocks.
Yeah, and Marger gets first aid boost, meaning that he that his Ragnade is more effective. Same with Yoko.
Yep, and our snipers.
Oscar
got Nestmaster.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And Cesari also got pretty solid one.
Perfect dodge.
Perfect dodge.
Yeah, which means just sometimes he just chooses not to be hit.
Yeah, he consistently got dodge attacks. Basically, Oscar wants to be up in a tower. Cesari wants to be off on his own away from dark.
Yeah. It is important to note, by the way, some of the potentials that get unlocked are negatives.
Yes. It is possible for a great unit to get a flaw later.
You're better. Good work, maggots. You're one level closer to human.
Okay. So that's just more experience for everybody.
Got it?
Yep.
Oh, and there's one more thing to add. Sometimes leveling up a unit class will unlock a hidden potential in them. You can think of potentials as the natural abilities your soldiers have inside them.
I'm gonna reach down inside you and pull out things you didn't even know you had.
Those will form a big part of your strength in the field, so keep them in mind. Other times, leveling up a class will earn you clearance for a new order. Here, as long as we're talking about it, I'll teach you a classic. A real golden oldie. Orders are special commands you can give out as the squad leader. They can save your tail. It doesn't take a genius to see that leveling up your soldiers is the best way to beef up your squad. The soldiers will get stronger, and you just might unlock new potentials and orders. All that just from me working you sorry bums into the dirt. I just hope you maggots are ready for a real workout the next time I see you here.
Alright, and the last thing we have to do is the R&D facility.
Yep, so XP is used to improve classes, money is used to improve gear.
Man. What can I do you for?
Because apparently, as a lieutenant, we're in charge of the R&D budget.
For our particular unit, yes.
We're in charge of everything for Squad 7.
I knew it! Man, I've heard about you!
Look, the command's really lazy.
Apparently, considering R&D is on a squad-by-squad basis.
Yep. Squad 6 like has awesome machine guns. Can we get some of those? No, you haven't.
Lieutenant, you're good
But
people.
if they have them.
You get all my respect and then some, bro.
And?
What's going on, Leon? I could hear you from clear across the hangar.
Oh, Casey, check it out! It's Lieutenant Gunther! He's the man!
Please don't call me Casey.
Sorry about him, Lieutenant. He's like this all the time, I'm afraid. But where are my manners? I'm Priest Cherney. I'm training here as a mechanic.
Oh, and I'm Leon Schmidt, but just call me Leon, bro. I'm your boy.
I used to be called Squall, but then they changed my name for Kingdom Hearts.
R&D today. We do work here on weapons development, making upgraded weapons.
And that includes rifles and machine guns. We can even soup up your tank. Of course, research expenses aren't cheap.
With rifles and other firearms, we'll mass-produce new models as they're developed. You won't have to worry about making enough.
Mass-produce.
We'll
So I'm guessing.
For tanks, you can upgrade the base.
So I'm guessing this whole
performance of
R&D
the
thing is a
body
facade.
itself.
They are actually part of provisions, and are just taking the money as a bribe in order to get us the real shit.
You can add on to tweak out
I
its
can see that.
specs.
I can certainly believe that of
Right.
Leon, at
You
least.
can choose which optional parts you want in the tank equipment section. Come in any time and make adjustments based on the needs of the operation at hand.
Okay, so we're gonna skip through the text part here.
Yeah.
Oh!
Whee!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
And
Something has gone wrong.
the controller has defaulted to pressing down, apparently, or up.
No, that's something else. That's the keyboard? Is we're glitching out?
Where's the mouse?
Turn off the keyboard.
Yeah. Okay, what is turned on?
Nothing.
Oh, just doing this with everything off?
Well, which one do you want to develop?
You want to develop weapons or outfit tanks?
Unplug the controller and plug it back in.
Okay, the keyboard is off and the controller's unplugged. I'm turning off the mouse now. The mouse is off. There is no input device connected to the computer.
interesting.
Oh boy.
Press. Can you back out?
Well, we're...
No, that wasn't helpful at all.
Yeah, you better come back.
Okay.
If you do anything with the thumbstick or D-pad, does it do anything?
It stops it. When it receives an input, it stops it for a
try,
second.
Try and stop it on book mode.
Oh, mini games. Unintentional mini games.
That was command room, not book mode.
I understand that. Thank you.
Come back anytime you need to change your lineup, Lieutenant.
Really, either one.
It will not accept the input on that screen.
Wow.
Right then.
Oh.
Oh.
Spacebar.
No. I was hitting spacebar. It was not working.
Unplug the controller and then hit spacebar.
I have a question.
Yes?
Think about it. Does someone else have control? Parsec will technically allow other people to
We've
control.
got the parsec set by default.
Oh, God. Well, I fixed it.
Damn it, Vince.
Apparently, my controller was leaked.
It's not set to default to not allow other controls.
Oh, right, because he logged in as his.
Okay, then.
Okay, we're good. Everything is fine.
Boy, we sure is good at this streaming thing. All right, back to headquarters to actually do R&D stuff now.
Do a quick save.
I did.
Over here. Okay, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the game will just randomly start taking on like.
On the other hand, that does mean that I can randomly take control of the game if I want to.
This is why you turn off allowing other people to work.
Yeah.
It wasn't aware that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of Parsec.
That's the
Well, I
whole
thought
point of Parsec.
it was disabled by
Yeah.
default.
No. Specifically, mouse and keyboard are disabled by default. The controller input is registered normally.
Okay, I've moved my controller so that won't happen again.
Okay. So anyway, these are the upgrade trees. There are a number of them. This one's the one for
For the
body
tank,
enhancements. This is treads. This is attack support.
The important thing to note is down at the bottom, you may see that there's a thing that says block size.
Yes, certain things take up inventory space on
Basically
the tank.
anything but the gun upgrades.
Ah.
Because the reinforced barrel, the body enhancements do not, but any of the other stuff are optional parts. And optional parts, there's a grid that you have to fit stuff into.
Okay.
There's a little bit of inventory Tetris involved.
Yeah.
That's fine, Jin. I take great amusement in Krampus' suffering as well.
If you guys will excuse me for 1 second, I'm going to step away. I'll be right back.
You can hide it from your shame, but it won't help you. Okay, so now that he's gone, Vince, go ahead and make whatever upgrades you want.
Okay.
First off, back out of here because we don't care about the tank upgrades to start with. This is actually significantly more important to upgrade everything but the tank. The tank is pretty solid for the early game.
Yep.
So, as an aside, Parsec's leg is actually pretty low.
No, that's the whole point of it.
Parsec is designed to let you play like multiplayer local game.
Yeah. Huh, no, that actually does a pretty good job. We've never used it for this, but yeah.
No.
Now I'm actually doing it.
But that's what it's actually for. We just happen to utilize it as a side stream utility. So uniform upgrades are usually really good because essentially everybody wears one except Lancers. Lancers specifically have blast suits, and that increases defense for everyone, and they're usually pretty cheap. So the rifles, those are scout and engineer weapons.
That makes
sense. And then, yeah, as you can see later on, it splits into separate trees that have different focuses. Basically, usually there's one that's much higher accuracy, one that's much higher damage, and one that has some sort of special effect.
Makes enough sense.
Machine guns are shock trooper weapons, and again, later on, there's a split in the tree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anti-tank lances, obviously, are lancer weapons.
And are completely fucking ridiculous looking.
Yes. Amusingly, the split in Lancer weapons is kind of funny in that they actually have one side of the split where they become more effective against people.
Yeah. It's also why some of the Lancers have things like one of them has like scout killer.
Yeah. And
Typically
then sniper rifles,
fire
obviously, are sniper rifles, hand grenades,
Grenades.
It's a straight shot upgrade. But as you can also see, we don't actually have access to all the upgrades right now. Basically, as we advance through the story, we will get access to further upgrades down the list.
Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely going to want the uniform upgrade, because that affects like 99% of your units. So basically, it improves defense for literally everybody but Lancers.
Yes.
Here you go.
Well, you're back at the controller to take it.
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and take control.
Alright then.
We can do the upgrade for the Lancers as well, but like,
we should do the...
Yeah, we're doing the accuracy boost for the rifles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, it's slightly more beneficial than the other weapon boost because it does affect 2 classes rather than just 1.
Yeah.
And we have a decent amount of them as well that's going to be on the field, so there's that.
Yeah.
Also, accuracy in general. Just...
Yeah. Better get.
More DACA.
Yeah.
So do we get more than one tank ever?
Yes. But that's a fair bit later in the story.
We get one other tank. It is much later in the story, and it is really bad, actually.
Okay. So we're going for the site upgrade.
Yeah.
So here you can see we have our little panel.
Yeah. You Tetris parts into the Edelweiss inventory.
Yeah.
Or Tetramino, or not.
Yeah. For the early game, it's the stuff we get access to early on is not terribly hard because most of it is like 1x1 or like 2x1 at most. Later on, they get bigger and it becomes more complicated to fit things you want in.
Squigglies.
All set.
And of course, there's some stuff that just doesn't have inventory space. There also seem to be some stuff that didn't have inventory
The
space.
body enhancements specifically do not. The improvements to the guns, the armor, and stuff like that do not. Anything else does.
Okay.
Alright. So now that we're done bribing provisions.
Yep. So... Go back into book mode. We are probably actually going to call it here. I know that it's a little early, given the fact that we started an hour late for stream setup shenanigans.
That's fine.
But this is still a good place to stop. Later, now that we have the setup properly configured for this, the next
week will go fine.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for another Saturday afternoon Sound Goblin stream. This has been the start of Valkyria Chronicles. Ugh, choked on that one. We'll be back tomorrow around 2 p.m. Pacific for some more of our Super Robot Wars T playthrough. I may or may not be a little bit late to that, but hopefully Shiv and Krampus should get rolling on that one early.
Start regular time either way.
Yep.
And then next week we'll be back again with this again, hopefully at 2 p.m. Pacific, since we got all the technical issues worked out, and we'll get some more Valkyria Chronicles in.
That's theory.
Other than that, everyone have a good day and a great weekend.
Yep, bye everyone.
And remember, war is hell.
Ding. Shouldn't kill innocent children. Though we can go guilty, right?
IBO.
IBO. Trying best to be the darkest Gundam series.
Not managing it, but trying.
This port infuriates me.
Huh?
Why is that?
It will not give me mouse control until...
Weldy.
Yes?
We're still broadcasting.
I know! I'm trying to get to OBS!
Press the Windows key.
Yeah. No, Valkyria Chronicles captures the mouse. It will not let it go. And it will not let me tab out of the game.
Did you press the Windows
key?
Yes! And it doesn't work.
Because